I don't think we recycle our way out of this problem. We got to reduce and reuse our way out of this. And that's definitely not what Dow and DuPont and 3M and Target and Procter & Gamble and Starbucks are thinking.
People are thinking that prevention is radical, something that comes after recycling. It's not. It's supposed to be the essential thing to do first and foremost. There has to be a policy. That's the only way that you can get massive scale conversions to single-use plastic-free.
What we did is we looked at which single-use plastics items can be easily replaced, like straws, Q-tips, plastic cutlery, plastic plates, etc. So we could ban those products. And then you have products that are not as easily replaceable, and there you need to help industry to try and develop other products that could replace these products. Then also, what has been very successful are programs to recollect plastic bottles. You get a collection of over 90%. All these things combined should be one strategy. This is not a Europe-centric or Western-centric issue. In some African countries, governments are willing to be more radical than Europe on single-use plastics.
Rwanda is a role model. Since the ban was introduced 10 years ago, countries around the world have since also banned plastic bags.
The public is happy to hear about these bans taking place. And companies are really afraid. They're suddenly realizing this is really serious. Without the legislation, we have nothing. Because then you're asking corporations to voluntarily do the right thing. They're not going to do that. But if everybody is forced to do it, and they all have to pay, they're going to come together. And those costs that were externalized in the past and basically borne by poor communities suffering with all this marine litter, or municipalities having to deal with expensive recycling and disposal programs, or large incinerators that they have to keep feeding, those are externalized costs that companies are profiting from. Now we're going to give them back those costs and say, you know what? It's your problem now. You deal with it. Are you still going to do business the same way you do business now? Or are you going to redesign your product so you're going to reduce those costs and it's actually going to be more environmentally friendly? I believe we're at a tipping point right now. I've seen more policy change globally in the last 8 months than I've seen in 20 years of my career. Because not only are governments getting pissed off, but companies are recognizing they can't get away with it anymore.
Plastic, it's everywhere. And a lot of it ends up in the ocean, where it breaks down into microplastics that can be harmful to marine life. The Seabin Smart Cities Clean Oceans program in Sydney has captured more than 10 tonnes of plastic pollution to date. But there are simple ways you can help keep plastic out of our oceans, such as choosing reusable products and recycling responsibly. To find out more, visit the Seabin Project and get involved today.
Look at our globe. It's a water world. So if you imagine that we are in a womb filled with water, whatever I do here is going to affect every single life form in this earth. Whether a person in Europe or in US or in India or in Africa or in Philippines or in Indonesia, is a life. We need to bring in that kind of a spirit of unity across boundaries, because these toxins do not understand political boundaries.
So many parts of our economy, so many places around the world are dependent on this relatively small group of corporations who are making a tremendous amount of money poisoning the rest of us. And so figuring out how to break out of that cycle, that's the project of our lifetime.
Plastics are treated as a product that miraculously appears from nowhere, and it goes to nowhere. That invisibility, that magic nature of plastics is something that the oil and gas industry has perpetuated and promoted very effectively for decades. But what was once invisible is becoming visible. The plastic crisis doesn't start when the plastics enter the ocean. It starts when the oil and the gas leave the wellhead, and it keeps on being a problem at every step along the way. So if you want to stop plastics, if you want to truly confront the plastics crisis, fight to end fossil fuel subsidies. Make companies accountable for the life cycle impacts of their products. The moment that Exxon, the moment that Shell, the moment that Chevron and Dow and DuPont own the impacts of these products, the plastics crisis will be over, and not before then.
Now it may be kind of an utopian idea, but I think that circular economy is possible. Zero waste is possible.
It's not reasonable at all that we continue to live like this and expect to survive. We're ruining the planet that gives us life, and we're ruining the oceans that give us fish. We're ruining the rivers that give us clean water. I don't think they can keep on tricking people forever.